If you were to make an estimate, like let's say 10 years from now, what neighborhoods in the city would you say are the ones that changed the most for the better 10 years from now?
That's a great question. I think Downtown West is the most obvious one. It happens to have some of these sites that are available, which allow for really big scale projects to happen. So I think that's like where you like, if you were visiting St. Louis today and you drove through Downtown West and then you left and you didn't come back on a trip for like 10 years, like you said, I think that neighborhood is going to look really different. The skyline of that will look a lot different with some projects that are in the works and that will happen. So I think that's the easiest answer. I think the Grove's still growing pretty good. Not a ton of land there to do larger stuff, but I just think that neighborhood overall continues to improve really well. And South County is a tough market to get into, but I think that's might not be a ton of change, but I think that's a really good one if you can get into South County, especially on the multifamily side. That's one that's got really good, fundamentals right there. So
I'm slightly disappointed you didn't say downtown, and that's not like a knock on you or anything.
Yeah.
I think it's just the overall sentiment of a lot of people in the region right now. It feels like downtown it doesn't have a clear path forward just yet.
I think that's true. And it's sad to say that. I mean, we do a ton of brokerage work down there, and it's not to say that I don't think anything's happening. Stuff is. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of cool, exciting stuff. And like, there's some like sales tax reports that, cause we do some leasing too. So we get involved with some retail leasing. There's some sales tax reports that are actually showing like really big year-over-year increases, which is really,
that's great to hear.
So like, you don't hear about that. And like hotel revenue has gone up. So there's all these good things happening, but to your point, I don't think there's a real unified driving, group that there's people trying. And I think, there's certain groups that are doing a good job, but I think that we do need to get our heads together and commit to doing that, because I think downtown's crucial to helping the region grow. So,
and there are, like you said, a lot of folks that are trying their best, but it would be great if we could somehow bring everyone together. Like you have Brian Mingus doing a lot of work in the Landing, and you have, of course, whatever the Cardinals have planned for, Ballpark Village and stuff like that. And then you have Oliver Properties on Washington Avenue, and some other folks there as well. So some of the pieces are there, just some more unity. Maybe this is a joke, so not to offend anyone, but maybe we should change the name to Downtown Commons.
There you go. Yeah, right. And I'll be clear on downtown. I didn't say downtown because in my mind I was picturing more like visual change. So I think there's that site, those sites in Downtown West allow for towers to be built, as opposed to where downtown the rehabs happen, but you don't, as you drive through, you don't actually necessarily notice those because it's, the buildings are already existing.
Yeah.
So that's primarily why, because I really do love that. I want to be clear. I love downtown.
Yeah,
I'm a big bull. I think like we're on the way up as opposed to continuing going down. That's my personal feeling. And there's some unbelievable value downtown. Like the basis on some of those buildings, like Alex is getting, it's a contrarian bet, but like it's hard to lose right now with some of the value you can get downtown for updated buildings, like that were fully renovated in the 2000s. So it's like vintage is a big deal right now. I know you're like, that's a thing for you guys too. And so yes, it's an older building, but if everything's been updated in 2000s, like, and you're buying stuff for $50 or $60 a foot, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's hard to go wrong on that.
It's the urban center of the 21st largest metro area in the United States of America.
Yeah. So exactly.
I find it hard to believe you're going to lose buying at 50 or 60 a square foot.
Yeah. It's, I think I'm biased because we list properties down there. We have stuff listed right now. So it's, it's always hard when you're the listing broker. No one takes you too seriously when you make your sales pitch, but I do think that there is some incredible value downtown that people should pay attention to. And if you want to learn more, we'd love to talk to you about it. But I think that's a good place for people to look. You just gotta know what you're getting into, and you gotta just know some of the challenges. But then I think there's some upside for people.